New York versus London. Which between the two cities do you prefer? Luxe Luxury will guide you in making your decision and give you the necessary information for you to assess which among them is better. Is it New York or London? But before we dive through all of this information, kindly subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell for regular updates. Starting off with transportation, the New York subway and the London Underground, or Tube as it is known locally, both have substantial underground rail networks. However, it may be said that New York City's offering is much more practical for commuting. It has almost 3 times as much track and slightly under twice as many stations, although taking up half the area. In contrast to London, where you might need to change to an overground train or even a bus to continue your journey, especially if you travel south of the Thames. It is much simpler to adhere to one mode of public transportation when getting from point A to B in the US. You can utilize your preferred electric scooter in either city to travel to work more quickly. Of course, transportation would be used to arrive at different tourist attractions. The city with the most tourist attractions is London, despite the difficulty of determining the relative quality of any city's attractions. TripAdvisor lists 492 sites and attractions in London compared to 295 in New York City. London offers 36 more excursions and attractions, in addition to 38 more museums than New York. London not only has more attractions than New York City, but many of its museums and galleries also grant free access. Moving forward, how can we forget the food? In terms of quick food and street sellers, New York is the city to beat. There is a lot of rivalry in New York City for anything that can be consumed on the go. If you can eat it with one hand on the subway like bagels, hot dogs, or pieces of pizza, you can know that it tastes great in New York City. But that's only one aspect of the culinary scene in New York. In addition, the Big Apple has 76 Michelin-starred eateries compared to only 70 in London. There are more possibilities in New York if you enjoy fancy dining. By the way, the figures fluctuate a lot. Additionally, you may find any type of cuisine in NYC at any time of the day. You may choose from at least a dozen excellent restaurants in NYC, all of which are only a few blocks apart, serving anything from Mexican to Chinese to Thai to Indian cuisine. However, London lacks that diversity, so if you're serious about trying new food, NYC will be a better choice. But if you want to have an English breakfast with your morning tea, then go out for fish and chips and beer later that day, London is the only place to be. London is the best city to experience British cuisine because it is absolutely unique. Let's also talk about the green spaces of both cities. You're not entirely off base if you believe that since New York City possesses Central Park, it must win this contest. The problem is that London has more than 3 times as many parks than New York City, which has around 1,700 spread over its 5 boroughs. If we compare the amount of green space in each city's greater metropolitan region, New York has around 14%, while London has about 47%. Another thing to think about is that when you probably want some peace and quiet when you visit a park or other outdoor area, maybe have a picnic lunch with friends, read a book, or engage in some sports, yes, you may do it in London. The city is covered in thousands of parks, so it won't be difficult to locate a location that is essentially deserted. And if you visit a park along a lake, you can even go swimming there. Of course, rivers also flow through each of the cities. The Hudson River is in New York City, while the Thames River is in London. Although neither has crystal clear blue waters that beckon you to dive in, strolling along their banks can be a wonderful experience. Before moving on, make sure to comment below and like this video. If you still haven't subscribed, make sure to subscribe to this channel. Next on to things we must compare is the people. The populations of London and NYC were comparable as of 2013. NYC's was 8.4 million, while London was 8.3 million. London, meanwhile, has 138 square miles more space for its residents than New York City does. Therefore, it is rather safe to argue that New York is far busier than London. In a good manner, erratic, forward-thinking, and self-assured, to live in such a non-stop metropolis, to be honest, takes a certain amount of craziness. You can get called out for anything in New York. That is what distinguishes New York as such. It's not for those with weak wills. However, New Yorkers favor delicious food, novel experiences, and black humor for everyone. On the other hand, Londoners are gregarious and critical. They are known for their orderliness and formal attire. Although they will unbutton at the bar, they enjoy staring at the eccentrics as well, only for a brief moment, yet there is something almost French in the way they stare at you. Tradition is upheld by Londoners. Lawyers still wear white wigs, tea is still given in the afternoon with a lovely spread, and using proper English will get you far. Most importantly, let's compare the cost of living in each city. Depending on experiences, locals and visitors will each tell you something different about which is more expensive. So let's dissect it to compare their averages. With regard to rent, costs, and living wages, London and New York are both significantly more than the national averages. The average rent for a one-bedroom apartment in New York is above $3,000 per month, which has been increased by Manhattan's average of $4,210, which is nearly 3 times the national average. Brooklyn and Queens cost $2,900 and $2,400 respectively, but it will be difficult to find a suburb for less than $1,500. In contrast, the average rent in London is $2,812 per month, which is still quite pricey. This decreases to about $1,972 when you are outside of the city. The majority of people in both cities pay much less than this, with crowded flat shares and subletting in the norm. However, New York continues to be far more expensive when it comes to rented housing, and the cities compare fairly favorably in terms of hotels and vacation rentals. Although basic necessities and street food are essentially priced the same, consumer pricing, restaurant prices, and groceries are all 20% less expensive in London. This gap is exacerbated by mid-range dining establishments, booze, and entertainment, with dinners for 2 in New York City costing about $100, but closer to $80 in London. In conclusion, for a very long time, people have been debating which city is better, New York City or London. Both cities are cosmopolitan metropolises with dense populations, yet they also have certain differences. With some of the most well-known landmarks in the world, London is a stunning city. The residents of London believe that the high rent costs are the result of wealthy individuals moving there to live. The fascinating metropolis of New York offers a variety of nightlife options and more things to do. Similar to London, New York City is home to several amazing landmarks like the Brooklyn Bridge, Empire State Building, and Rockefeller Center. There is a lot more diversity, which has resulted in a huge variety of eateries and cultural events. Personal preference is the main difference between London and New York City. Your choice will depend on where you choose to live or visit. So, which city is the best for you? Please drop your answers in the comments section below. Again, make sure to like this video and share it with your friends. Also, please don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit that notification bell to be updated whenever we post new videos. If you want more videos like this, you can always check out our other videos by visiting our channel. As always, this is the Luxe Luxury channel. Thank you for watching and see you on the next video.